Let's go to the next one. This ribbon group called the font. So let's work on this. We highlight this. You can change the font name to any of this, right? So you can see that I have changed the font name. I can change the size, make it bigger. I can use this one to grow the size too. And use this one to decrease the size. And the decrement goes according to what you have here, right? If you check the next one, after 22, if I highlight this and click this, it will be 20, right? And so on. That's, you can grow or increase your font, reduce it using this. If you don't want to come and click here and select any of this, you have your bold, right? There's no much difference there. Let me change it to maybe something like Arial Nova, so that you see the bold. You see how what happens there. This is Italics. This is Underline. And if you click Underline, you can see double underline, meaning that it will draw 2 lines under that, under your data. You can see it here. Joe has 2 lines. These are 2 lines. All right. Now, let's move from, let me copy one of this value that we pasted here. Okay. Let me copy it and paste here again. Let me paste it as normal text. Normal value. You can see that these lines, these grid lines that you see here, if you want to print, they will not print. They are just here to guide us, right? So if you actually want your borders to print, you will intentionally add it. So we can format this by saying, okay, let's add bottom border to it. And you will see that where I highlight, you can, this is top, this is bottom, this is left, and this is right. Okay. So what you have here is the bottom for this row of data. If I click and drop down, you can see top. Look at this, top and bottom. You have borders. So the same thing is applicable if I need all the borders. Please, the left and right works the same way. If I don't need any border at all, I will say, I'll come and click no border. You see all the borders will go out, right? If I highlight it, and then I come here to say, to select all borders, you can see borders around every cell here. The same way, if I select outside borders, it means I will only have top, bottom, right, and left. Let me copy this one and paste, just normal, so that you understand what I mean. Click, select. This is what happens. It gives it a box around. And if I copy this and paste again, let me still paste it as normal value. And I want a thicker border, right? I can come here and select this on thick outside borders. You can see that the border is thicker than the previous one, right? Copy and paste as values again. this one, you can see the double border thickness and so on up to this point. All right. So the way where you see the border here, anywhere you see it, when you highlight and select any one of them, that is where the border will show up. You can also draw border. For example, even though it is not always being used, because for me, it's a waste of time, but you can draw. So if I click here and click draw border, you see the pencil there. I can come here and draw, but you must be able to use your mouse very well, right? So you can draw border down here. You see it? That's about drawing a border. And then the same thing, border grid. Have you seen what is happening there? Right inside this one. Okay. The next one is erase border. And it does exactly what it says. Hopefully you understand that. The next one is line color. We can actually change the line colors of our borders. For example, if I select this one now, I use this to draw my border here. You see what has happened? So I can actually change that to a different color. Any of the colors I choose here, you can, it will apply to that border. If the color you are looking for is not here, you can go for more colors. And this is where you have millions of colors here, right? If you understand color theory, you can know how to mix them or how RGB numbers work. We are not in a design class, so we'll leave this one for now. You can use your standard color, select any one you like here and make use of it. So line styles, different line styles. Apart from the single and the double that we saw before, you can also use dash lines or dash dot lines or dash dot dot lines or dash dot or whatever you call it. All these are different styles. So if I pick up any of this and then come and draw down here, you see what happens there. I can use it to draw like this, and you can see the way it works. So more borders takes us to this dialog box. All right. Maybe you must have seen a diagonal line. This is where it's done. You can see this. We have talked about every other one, but not this one, right? Where I select now, and if I click OK, you will see that diagonal border, right? And it grows with, if I drag this, as I dragged it, it grows with the height of the cell. So if I highlight all of them, and then I go to more borders, and then I take this and this, right? I can change the color here and so on. I click, see what's happening. Let me see why the color did not apply. Okay, it's still on automatic. So now I have changed the color, so I have to click again and click this again to apply the color. I can also put the box border in it and click OK. It applies. And then I think that's about it here. Now the next thing we have is the one we call fill color. fill color fills a cell or a range of cell. If you highlight this range of cell and click this yellow, you can see that it fills the whole range. If it is just one, I can change the fill color, pick any of the colors you like and fill it. Pick any of the colors, any of the colors you like and fill it. So if I want now to decorate my source data, I can come here and highlight the whole of this place. Come here and maybe take this, and then in the total area, I can decide to maybe use another type of shading and so on. So you just use it to decorate your table to look nice, right? This color does not really go with, especially this one. Let me change it to something lighter. Let's say this, all right? And I can also maybe use this one here. That does not show well. Okay, just for knowledge purpose, let's use this. So you can use any color at all, but let it be that a color will not obstruct the data that you are trying to, to fill. Now, the next one is font color. Of course, that is the one I use to change my color to any other color you like. Right? So now everything that was here, that was supposed to be here, it does not, this space did not contain it, right? That's why you have what we call the dialog box launcher. So you have your field, even right here, you have your dialog launcher, right? So if I click here, it will bring up this same guy. And you see that I have other things here that were supposed to be here, but because of space, this place could not contain all of them. So that's why we have this. That's why we have this dialog box here. You can see strike through, subscript, superscript, subscript, right? Every other one I think we've talked about. See, okay, single accounting, double accounting, we'll talk about that. But for fonts, for size, and so on, and color, we've talked about that one, right? Now let's look at what strike through does. Strike through strikes through your text. You see what it does, right? It crosses the text. Double strike through. I want to type Naira sign, assuming I do not have Naira sign. Let me increase the font to font size to this. I highlight it and then come and click here. This is just one, but Microsoft Word has two, right? So, and also if I want to type maybe 2 raised to power 2, I can type 22 and then highlight one of the 2's. Come here and take my superscripts, and I will have 2 raised to power 2. Let me take it to text. So that it will allow it to stand. So that it will allow it superscript. You can see that superscript. Why it could not, it changed back to 22 the first time is because the format was general or number, so it could not allow it. So I changed it to text. Even though this is a number, Excel now sees it as text. That is why it brought up this. The number in this cell is formatted as text. You see the information, or preceded by an apostrophe, right? The same way, I can type maybe 33 or 3. You want to type 3 sub 5. First of all, I have to change it to, I know that we're not up to number, but event has brought that one in. So let me highlight this and go to my dialog launcher, font dialog launcher, and take subscript and click OK. You can see 3 sub 5, right? So that's that. Underline, I think, let's quickly finish this one. It's almost 11 o'clock. Say come, go, stand, and sit. Then we also have some numbers. Let me highlight the first two. Go back to my font dialog launcher and I select single accounting. You can see that the number grows according to the data that you have there. For example, if I type 1000 here, you will see that for those in accounting, you will see that that underline grows with the data I have there, right? Now let's go for the last one, double accounting. That means double line, double underline, but it only grows with the number, the length of the number. Hopefully you understand that. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, sir.
Yes.
Okay, we are about to finish.
Yes.
I didn't get what you said just now. This double accounting of stuff. Didn't get it.
All right.
Or maybe
let me
drop the video.
Yes, let me increase. Okay. Let me increase the font. Watch what happens.
Okay. Okay.
Watch what will happen. This is, I want to show you the difference. Normal underline, right? Now look at this number, 55. If I delete, you know, our accounting guys, you know, they know how they do their things. You can see that this one is not as long as this one. No, this one is not as long as this one. So the number goes with the line. I mean, the line goes with the number, right? The line actually, the more you increase, it goes with the number. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I do now.
Yes. So that's how it works.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 minute past 11 o'clock. I would say thank you very much for joining on time today. If we join on time, it will save our time. In fact, I actually thought that we'll be able to finish everything about home ribbon tab today, but you can see where we are. Hopefully, when we meet next, we'll be able to finish it. Any questions so far? Are you still digesting? Did anything make sense?
Making good. You are making good sense. Yes, it made sense to me. It made sense to me. Thank you very much.
All right. Did it make sense to any other person?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sure.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.